and 65 in Tampa. At 11:05 is in the green by 2. NASDAQ down 37, S&P 500.
Viewpoints and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, Clear Channel Communications Incorporated.
Welcome to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ, offering support for those who care for a loved one. A show that cares about you and supports and encourages you, the caregiver. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Caregiver Hour radio show. I hope you had a great weekend. I know it was really busy here in the Tampa Bay area. We had Gasparilla, and I'm wondering if any of my guests were at the parade. We'll ask you. I had gone many years ago and just had such a great time. You know, people are throwing the beads and there's music and laughter, and it's just a great celebration and a very historical one for the Tampa Bay area. But, you know, maybe you didn't have such a great weekend, and maybe this is your great way to start Monday morning, to have that support as a caregiver, to have the resources and information, and be part of what we do here every week. You know, I'd like to feel like I can be your friend, I could be your coach, just someone who can help support you in so many different aspects of caregiving. I mean, caregiving has its challenges. Currently, I'm a long-distance caregiver for my sister-in-law, and I've been reporting each week what's been going on for her. She's been ill. She's in Philadelphia and in the hospital. And I had to tell you, yesterday was the first time where she sounded good, where she had some energy. She wasn't in so much pain anymore. She has renal failure, and she's got some complications, but I have to tell you that, you know, she sounded up, and we just did something very simple during our visit. We got her a Nook from Barnes & Noble and downloaded some movies for her, a series on TV. She wanted to see Downtown Abbey, some music that can help with meditation and relaxation, because when she goes to get her dialysis, it's 3 hours in a dark room, and she just feels so lonely and bored. So, you know, if you're a caregiver and you're trying to figure out what to get someone who's in the hospital or in a place where they have to be in a situation that's just so intense and uncomfortable and maybe even unpleasant, think about getting someone a Nook. Something simple as that just changed her outlook a bit. She felt taken care of. And, you know, when you go in to see her, like my husband and I did a few weeks ago, you know, it's kind of like, we're here. What can we do? We take care of it. We love you. We support you. And then we see the family, and then we're back in Tampa. But we've been in touch with her and her husband, and I think she's going to be discharged to a rehab center in Philadelphia. So I'm so happy to hear that progress. So I want to really thank all of our followers, our listeners, and really our viewers now on Webstream for all your prayers and positive thoughts for Andrea. So thank you so much, and I'll keep you posted how her progress keeps going. This show is really it's going to be exciting. Maybe you don't think legal and financial is exciting, but I do, especially when it comes to caregivers who want to know about how to meet their legal and financial needs for life. So often caregivers they don't know what the legal ramifications are or the financial ramifications are of being a caregiver. And that's why we are bringing this topic to you today. I'm so excited. We've got 3 fabulous guests. The first one is William Rambaum, attorney and certified elder law expert at William Rambaum, PA. And Bill and I have known each other now, I would say, over 10 years. And we're now sharing office space. So it's really great because now we're able to serve caregivers on a very personal level. When he has a client that may be in a caregiving role, you know, he could say, we've got a caregiver expert right in our building, right in our space that can help support you and guide you with resources. And we have Michael LaVoy, who is a president at Beacon Asset Management, Inc., and we're so excited to have Mike here because he is new to the Caregiver Hour radio show, and I can't wait to introduce him to all of you. And Lisa Lawrence, president at Assisted Transition, and Lisa was on the show recently, but again, she was in her own caregiving role and was not able to be here present at the studio, but yet made such an impact that I have professional caregivers coming up to me at different networking events or conferences and telling me how they heard Lisa's presentation and they can't wait to meet you. So we're very excited to be here today. If you have any questions during this live show, we want you to call this toll-free 800 number. It's 877-897-8255. Again, that number is 877-897-8255. Or you could email us or iChat us right now. Gail is my assistant. She's right here with her computer. You can iChat us, and all you need to do is go to thecaregiverhour.com and look for the Caregiver Hour tab. It's right at the top, and it brings you to this live web stream or the show if you want to listen to it audio. So I would like to bring in Lisa Lawrence, who is president at Assisted Transition, and some of you might not know what that means. So it's great that you're going to be here with us today. Lisa, welcome to the Caregiver Hour show here at the studio.
In person.
Thank
you.
Why don't we give our listeners and our viewers some idea of who you are and what you do and what Assisted Transition is?
All right. I'm Lisa Lawrence, and I've been in the Tampa Bay area for 35 plus years. I worked in the healthcare industry for 30 years and then decided I wanted to do something different in the second chapter of my life. So I opened up Assisted Transition. We are senior living and care finders. We help people find assisted living, independent living, memory care, even coordinate home care services if that's what they need. We try to find the right fit for them and act as their advocate.
That's wonderful. And tell us a little about, I know you are a caregiver, and this might help people connect to you saying, you know, Lisa gets me because she's also a caregiver. Do you mind sharing your story a little about what's going on with you and your family?
Not at all. My father was diagnosed in the summer with liver failure, which was a big surprise to us because he never had any indication that he had any problem before. He has been up and down. He's on hospice care at home.
Okay.
My family is in West Virginia taking care of him. He lives with his wife, and my sister lives about 5 minutes away. So her family, they all do the tag team back and forth, taking care of him. And he's actually, I'm glad to report, doing better.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, he's up. He's, spending days, having dinners and sitting at the table, which he wasn't doing when I was there earlier. So he's actually gotten a little bit better, which is good.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Your visit might have had something to do with
I
that.
hope so, but my family's great.
You're very
I can't
blessed.
say enough.
Yes. Well, I've met your daughter and your mother because they work with you at your company, so I can see that you have a lot of support when you come back home.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk a little about how, the variety of the assisted living and memory care facilities that are in our area and how people, how you introduce them to what is the process of someone who calls, say they hear you on the Caregiver Hour show, which people have done, they've called you directly after the show, and then what happens? What's the process?
Well, the process typically is we will schedule a time to come out and meet with the family, not just the caregiver, but the family, so we can get to know them. What are their social preferences? Where do they want to be geographically? What are their care needs? Very important. What is their budget? And we get to know a little bit about the person who needs the care and how they are. Are they social? Are they more of a private person? And then we go to work, try to matching up them with the right solution, and we will offer them some options. Some of those options may be staying home longer and having someone come into the home and give them care. And sometimes it might be assisted living or memory care or even independent living in some cases. Maybe they just can't really do their meals anymore and they want to have some relief from some of the household chores that they have. Independent living is a great solution if they don't need care. If they need care, and in particular if they need memory care, then there are some great options for them, and they can we can find the place that's going to be the best fit for them, depending on their situation.
That's great. I totally get the visual. If someone has any questions, we want you to call us toll-free right now. And our toll-free number at the radio show right now is 1-877-897-8255. Or you can iChat us right now at thecaregiverhour.com and just go in and check us out on our website. You're going to come back after the break because we have more to talk about, because it is a new type of service that's happening now in Florida and throughout Florida. And we really are so thrilled that you're here today, because I think you're helping caregivers really understand there's another valuable resource for them out in the community. And you are an expert in that field, so we're going to talk more about that. But you're going to come back later in the show, but next we have William Rambaum. And this next segment is being brought to you by William Rambaum and Associates. He is in Clearwater, Florida. You certainly can go to the website, thecaregiverhour.com, and Bill is one of our sponsors, so you can see right on our homepage, there's a page, a Post-it note that says sponsors, and if you click that, you will see Bill Rambaum right away. You can go and learn more about him. Bill has been my go-to person, and I know that we have to have 3 referrals for everything, but I'd have to say Bill has been one of my top elder law attorney specialists, where when I meet with a family, I give them 3 referrals, but I'd have to say Bill is at the top, and for a very good reason. He does great work for caregivers and their loved ones. So we want you to stay with us. I am Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
Caregiving has gotten harder and more complicated, even as families have more and more demands on their time. That's why AARP is here to help caregivers with the tools, information, and support they need to care for their loved ones and themselves. Check out aarp.org/caregiving to connect with other caregivers like yourself and find the resources you need. Visit the AARP Caregiver Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Injured in a car accident or suffering from back and joint pain for a while? Clearly, you need to see a doctor. Call Dr. Ben, a chiropractor with 25 years experience. He listens, he cares, he gets results. His common sense approach? Coaching patients to be self-sufficient and less doctor dependent. Let's face it, there are many things you can do to improve your health. Call Dr. Ben at 727-488-8044. Mention the Caregiver Hour radio show for a free examination. 727-488-8044. Dr. Ben, your coach to better health. 727-488-8044.
Sometimes I know what I want to say, but just can't find the words.
Last week I shouted at my grandson, and I'm not sure why.
I saw my daughter, but couldn't remember her name.
The sooner you recognize the warning signs of Alzheimer's disease, the sooner you can do something about it. To learn more, go to alz.org/10signs. That's alz.org/10signs. A message from the Alzheimer's Association.
I'm Mike LaVoy with Beacon Asset Management. While 30 years of experience in financial services may have prepared me to be a certified financial planner, no amount of planning could have prepared me for the stress of being a caregiver. The financial planning my dad and I did when my mother became ill made caring for her bearable. At Beacon, we are committed to helping you take care of your financial needs so you can take care of your loved ones. Give us a call at 813-269-0732. 813-269-0732.
Your home is where you feel relaxed, safe, and secure. Arcadia Home Care understands that you want to maintain that freedom and independence, even though you may be recuperating from an injury, illness, or simply require a little support with daily activities of living. You create a plan for your life as you envision it, and you can rest assured Arcadia will provide companionship, personal care, housekeeping, shopping, and errands, or whatever you need. They deliver their services with compassion, dependability, and professionalism. Their caregivers are screened, bonded, and insured, and must meet rigorous hiring standards, so you are confident you're receiving the best care possible for you or your loved one. Visit ArcadiaHomeCare.com or call St. Petersburg at 727-579-9414 or Tampa at 813-651-1300 to schedule your free in-home assessment and learn how Arcadia can enhance your quality of life while helping you stay at home and healthier longer. Arcadia Home Care, providing quality services since 1978.
The Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ. It's about taking care of yourself while you take care of others. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Caregiver Hour radio show. If you just tuned in, today we are talking about caregivers want to know meeting your legal and financial needs for life, and that's so important for caregivers. You want to know what options there are. Maybe there's some planning you need to do ahead of time rather than doing the, oh my God, it's an emergency. Now I'm stressed out, and now I've got to figure out what to do and where to go and who to trust. That's why you want to definitely use the Caregiver helpline. This helpline is designed because I know how hard it is to find the best people in the community when you now have this emergency. We've created a helpline just for you. That helpline is toll free. It's on our website, thecaregiverhour.com, and there's a tab at the top that tells you there's where to connect with the helpline. You've got a toll-free number, 1-877-552-4950. This number should be in your purse, in your wallet, on your phone, at work, at home. This is your go-to number. And we have so often we have people who call the helpline that just need to be connected to the best resources, and that's what I do. And so we've created Kim's preferred list, and these are people, companies, service, and products that I have checked out for you, including this William Rambaum.
Hi, Kim.
This guy that I've known for a long time. It's great to have you back, Bill.
Yes, really nice to be here.
Thank you. You're very welcome. I do want to do a shout out because you kind of started this whole trend of us all showing up on motorcycles this week, and we had a lot of fun. I do want to do a shout out to Cycle Spring Power Sports in Clearwater, and especially Wendy Hall, who let me take my photograph with the motorcycle at this great store. They had a great variety of motorcycles, so I encourage you to go there. That's, again, Cycle Spring Power Sports, and ask for Wendy Hall, and that's in Clearwater on US 19 North. So, Bill, let's focus on what you want to talk about today, and how about how people need to really set up their affairs ahead of time rather than waiting for last minute. We know this drill.
Sure.
But let's talk about it again. Maybe you have a new way of expressing that, or maybe have an example of how you helped a family who did prepare ahead of time rather than waited.
Sure. A very typical scenario for me is, people come to my office for just some basic estate planning, but if they're approaching that retirement age, one of the things that's always on their mind is, what if one of us needs some sort of long-term care? So even though that might not be a present need, it's always going to be discussed. It's always what their options are going to be. We talk about, have they served in the military service? Are there VA benefits they might be able to apply for?
Right.
Should the need ever arise? Hopefully it never does. But, we're going to talk about Medicaid. We're going to talk about long-term care insurance, because if they're still, maybe under age 75, they may very want to look at that option. Now, of course, I don't sell it, but the type of practice I have is very holistic. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not talking just about legal things.
Right.
I'm talking about maybe they should go see their financial planner, a guy like Mike, and get their beneficiary designations correct and make sure that their planning is appropriate in that category. Or if we're at a position where maybe they're a little closer to needing some sort of long-term care, it might be a couple of years down the road. Very often people come to me and say, well, my husband is starting to fail. We think maybe in a few years, what should we do? One of my first pieces of advice is not so much doing a lot of legal work, but start looking at facilities. Call somebody like Lisa and call your office and get referred to somebody who can take them around and show them what the better places are and what their options are and what these places are like. Because doing it as a crisis thing is a lot less desirable than trying to plan in advance.
And it helps the other people in the family. I mean,
Sure.
You think it's only just about you when it's really all about the whole family. And you said holistic, and I was so happy to hear that, Bill, because you really do an excellent job doing your discovery of what's happening with the whole family situation.
Sure.
And, I just want to add to that, Lisa, I do know the facilities in this area because I've been here for over 15 years. But Lisa now this is her passion. This is her connection. This is her power, where she really does have that expertise to help people physically go around. So even though someone may call me and ask me about a facility, I certainly can do that, but I'm really going to be referring them over to Lisa, who can really take them around. So, it's just really showing that double teaming and how we're really taking care of the caregiver holistically and the family. So that's great. So this is just on a totally opposite, which I like to do the contrast, is what are some of the mistakes people make?
People do things. The biggest mistake
What?
is they do things without getting professional advice.
Okay.
People come to my office and they'll say, well, a couple of years ago I went ahead and transferred my house to my children, or I transferred a lot of my financial assets to my children because I thought one day I'm going to apply for long-term care assistance. Well, that's a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden they have just maybe closed the door and they're going to have to pay privately for that really expensive type of care with no governmental help. And so sometimes those things can be undone. Sometimes they can't be. So you want to really be careful not to be making major financial and legal changes without talking to a professional. And it's not that expensive. To spend an hour with a professional like you or like Mike or Lisa or somebody, you can make sure you don't make costly mistakes. You'd be surprised how many people will tell me they did it because they were told by, the guy they buy their meat from at the meat market, what he did for his mother, or somebody up in New York told him to do something. So rather than get professional advice, they're relying on these really unreliable sources to get information. It's a big mistake.
And getting the documents.
Sure.
To me, I just don't go onto the website I don't go to LegalZoom just to get my legal documents for my power attorney. I go to an attorney.
Certainly.
Because that's what we do for women, especially, and some of us are the driving force in the family and how to get this done. When something is going on medically either in your life or someone else's life, you go to a specialist. You just don't go to your primary physician. You go to someone who knows exactly what's going on for you. And I really connect this with the legal system too.
Sure. The documents in a lot of cases are not that complicated, not that expensive.
Right.
But it's the advice that goes along with the documents that is valuable. And so doing them wrong, I have documents come in my office all the time where people did them on LegalZoom and they signed them incorrectly. And that can be a huge, expensive mistake.
Right. Well, one of the reasons why I do this show is because I bring the resources directly to the caregivers. Now we've been doing it audio. People can hear us, tune in, but now it's the visual. And what I like people to see is how we've brought 3 great experts that can now be your resources, your go-to people. We've got Mike LaVoy, we've got William Rambaum, and Lisa Lawrence. This shows you how if you get off this show and you make that phone call either to the helpline, which is 1-877-552-4950, or you email me, or you email or contact one of our sponsors. We're all here to help you. That's the beauty of it. These are people who've made a commitment to want to be here for you and have the expertise. And I've checked them out for you already. I know they do a great job. They have the integrity that you're looking for and the passion. And Bill, what you're saying is kind of like if someone comes to you for the legal documents, you're going to help uncover what other needs they have. And here you have that caregiver expert right in your office space.
Sure.
How great of a tango that we are creating here for caregivers.
Yeah, I agree. Because if I do want to send somebody out to start looking at facilities, for example, there are literally dozens and dozens and dozens of them, and some are good and some are bad, and some are costly and some are more reasonable.
Right.
I don't know those facilities.
Right. So this is great. Yeah. So we are so thrilled that you're here today, Bill, and we're going to have you come back at the end because there's a few more questions I have for you. But in the meantime, our next segment is being brought to you by Beacon Asset Management. We take care of your finances so you can take care of your loved one. And I love that logo that Mike LaVoy has put together. Their website is beacon-online.com, and you want to be able to now have the resources right here for you. Mike LaVoy from Beacon Asset Management is also on our website. All you need to do is one-stop shop and go to thecaregiverhour.com and get connected to fabulous resources that will help make your life have that balance that we talk about so often. We want to care for you. We want to show we care. All you need to do is connect with us. I'm Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ. We've got a great show still ahead. Stay with us.
From the Tampa Bay Orthopedic Specialist Studios, this is 1250 WINS WHNZ Tampa Bay, an iHeart radio station.
Looking for high-quality supplements at affordable prices? Visit Gulf Coast Nutrition, located in Palm Harbor at the corner of Alternate 19 and Alderman Road. In the Publix Shopping Plaza, you'll find all your favorite brands, like Renew Life, Doctor's Best, Blue Bonnet, and many, many more. You'll also find nutritional lab testing and many physician brand supplements, such as Metagenics, as well as your favorite sports nutrition supplements, all at competitive prices. At Gulf Coast Nutrition, you get personalized service from a knowledgeable staff. Be sure to sign up for the free rewards program, available in-store at the corner of Alternate 19 and Alderman, or online at gulfcoastnutrition.com. Call 727-754-2900. Ready for a healthier you? Listen to Gulf Coast Nutrition with Dr. V and Brenda B to find out what supplements may be right for you. Gulf Coast Nutrition with Dr. V and Brenda B every Wednesday from 11:30 until noon on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
Hi, this is Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition. Stay tuned to hear the show at a new time this afternoon from 1 to 3. I'll share the latest scientific information on how to look better, have more energy, age more successfully, and much more. Take charge of your health with Let's Talk Nutrition, now 1 to 3 on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
Are you looking for a deal on a foreclosed property? If so, please stop by my website, tampabayreo.com. My team and I work with 45 different bank and asset management company sellers and have hundreds of foreclosure listings in the area, and we are a HUD and Fannie Mae listing office as well. In addition, get a sneak peek at many of our pre-listed properties in the upcoming REO properties section. Let our experience help you get a deal today. Visit tampabayreo.com.
The Herbal Pharmacist Show is back and is better than ever. Tune in Tuesdays at noon on 1250 WINS WHNZ for a new format and better help for your health needs. It's the Herbal Pharmacist Show, Tuesdays at noon, right here on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
This report brought to you by Garmin. Hate traffic? Don't hate. Drive happy. Get a Garmin Nuvi with subscription-free HD digital traffic and avoid traffic and construction delays with updates delivered as often as every 30 seconds. Drive with Garmin, the most trusted name in GPS.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, there's an accident on County Road 579 Mango Road at Pruitt Road. Westbound I-4 has a wreck in Davenport. It was a hit and run at U.S. Highway 27. Because of railroad crossing repair, Chancey Road is closed both ways at the tracks near Copeland Drive. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
1250 WINS Weather Center forecast. Highs today reaching the lower 70s. Rain chance 30-40%. Saw some of those morning showers. Could see some more moving from Gulf waters onshore throughout the afternoon. Lows around upper 50s, low 60s. We'll see another day in the 70s, low 70s for tomorrow. 30% chance of rain. Then another front comes in. That'll cool things down midweek. Mid to upper 50s, breezy, and 60% chance of rain on Wednesday. Wall Street today, Dow is down 6. NASDAQ red 37. The S&P Index off by 6. Dow to 15,000. 872. 1250 WINS WHNZ.
It's the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ with encouragement, guidance, and support for caregivers. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Caregiver Hour radio show. All right, well, we had a nice break, and we've had some great conversation because we've been talking about what caregivers want to know, meeting your legal and financial needs for life. And we've had Lisa Lawrence from Assisted Transition, who really helps caregivers find the right, it's not just the right location about assisted living and memory care community, but it could be about home health. It could be independent care. She has become such a great resource for us in our community, in our Tampa Bay community. So we're very grateful to have her here. And William Rambaum, a certified elder law specialist in our community as well, helping us really understand why it's important to have those legal documents and plan ahead and not make many mistakes, make as few as possible. But now we've got Mike LaVoy from Beacon Asset Management. So it's wonderful to have you here, Mike.
Thank you, Kim. It's a pleasure being here.
Good. I want to know if you could really give us an idea of who you are and what you do and how you help caregivers.
I can do that.
I bet you could.
I am a certified financial planner. I have been in the industry for a little over 30 years. I started with a large brokerage firm out in New York. Mm-hmm. Figured out after a period of time that you could not put a square peg into a round hole and went independent. and I am the president of Beacon, which is a registered investment advisor. It's a fee-only registered investment advisor located in North Tampa.
And what does that mean by fee? Fee
only?
Yeah, what does that mean by fee only?
It's a form of compensation. There are three basic forms: commission, fee-based, and fee-only. The fee-only is I just charge a fee for the annual or an hourly fee. I don't get paid commissions. I have no product to sell. No, it doesn't matter whether we put the client into an IBM or Hewlett-Packard.
So more like a consultant, would you say?
Definitely.
Okay. But I would think that you hold people's hands along the way. You don't just have this conversation and just say, okay, this is where you're going to go. I have a feeling you have great conversations with people for this plan, this important plan ahead.
Well, there is some really in-depth conversation on risk management, how much they're willing to accept as risk, and what their time frame is. Do we need the money guaranteed? Do we need the money, loose and liquid? There is a lot of discussion that goes into what type of investment, what type of plan to put them into.
So I think if I was a listener, I'd be wanting, what's the difference between Mike LaVoy and a very large firm? What would you say?
Mike LaVoy and Beacon is a more of a boutique firm.
Okay.
You can go out and you can go to a big box grocery store or a Walmart and get all kinds of stuff there. With us, you're going to get a very specialized service. You're going to get a lot of hand-holding, a lot of comfort. You can come in the office and bang on my desk whenever you have a problem. And, we're always there to talk. Okay, so you make yourself very accessible. Definitely. Okay. So, and I also get that you have a personalized approach. Every plan we put together is designed specifically for that person and their family and their eventual outcome, in later years. And what about your clients? How have you had clients that you've had for many years, Mike? Oh yeah, I've got clients that have been with me for 15 or 20 years. Okay, that's great. That's a good indication that you're doing a great job for them. Thanks. You're very welcome. In fact, Katie Levinson, who is our Director of Business Development, and I have met a couple who have actually been your clients, who are professionals in our industry, who said wonderful things about you. Well, that's good. Yeah, that is good. So, but why don't we talk a little more about that boutiqueness and how the smaller firm, how people can feel that their money is safe? Well, in a smaller firm, you're going to have a lot more reporting requirements from the SEC and the state. You're open to a lot more background check and audit than you would be at a larger firm. Everybody's got all the brokerage firms, no matter who you go with, all have the same basic insurance that's put up by the government. It does not guarantee performance, but it does guarantee assets against theft and fraud. So the boutique firm is going to have more of an individualized and personalized approach. So how, for caregivers, how does this relate to them? Well, we try to get the caretakers who have enough going on in their lives as it is with their relatives and their loved ones. We'd like to give them a little peace of mind and take some of that financial strain and the decision making for which asset or which approach they're going to do. Mm-hmm. We will take that and do it for them so they don't have to worry about it. Every month we sit down with a client and go over with their statements with them, assuming they have the time and they want to do it. Mm-hmm. But we try to get with them no less than quarterly to go over what their accounts look like, so we can have performance review, so they know what's going on and they know where their money is. Well, I think also what's happening in the world of caregiving is that often they have to go into their pockets to help their loved ones live either at home with care, mm-hmm. or maybe another family member is coming and living with them and needs to get paid, or or they need to go into a facility. It's coming out of their pocket that they've saved for. How do you help them maneuver all of that, Mike? Well, you have to come up with a budget. Mm-hmm. What they're going to need, what they're going to require for cash outflow, and you set up a cash account in their brokerage account where they can write checks and pay for the expenses as they go. We can also set up a electronic bank draft and have it sent right to the provider that they're needing to pay. Okay. We can customize just about anything they want to do with it, depending on what they're trying to get done.
But it's so nice that there's a trusted advisor who can help them with that financial piece, because often they just keep writing the checks and they don't realize that maybe there's another way for them to talk to a specialist who can make them have more of a plan and maybe even set some boundaries so that they don't become cash poor for their own retirement.
Certainly. They have to have some kind of a boundary, and you can't keep spending the money and whittle it down to nothing. You can't kill the goose just to get to the egg.
Right. And often family members don't understand that. So do you sometimes have to talk to other family members besides your clients when it comes to talking about finances? And why are you laughing?
Oh, yeah. I just had
that
the
a good
conversation.
question?
I just had the conversation recently.
Okay. I asked a good question.
Yeah, a couple in Melbourne. Their mother is suffering with Alzheimer's, and they're spending the money, and they are trying to figure out where to come up with the money.
Okay.
And, we had a little telephone conversation.
Not a powwow.
Wasn't a powwow. No, it was more of a dictator type ship.
But it's
you got to do this or you're going to be in a problem.
I think that's what I'm trying to say. You need someone who's on the outside, not in the inside of the family circle, who can kind of pull the reality to you and bring that to your consciousness so you become more mindful about how you spend your money.
Yeah, I have no emotional attachment to the money or the event. I want the event to come through to a good ending.
Right.
But I am, I'm on the outside looking in as a third eye and going, hey, wait, you can't keep doing this.
That's why I'm so happy that you and Bill Rambaum met, because he does have that legal side to him. And the two of you really can work together to help so many caregivers, not just in our community, but also all around the world, if you wanted to really kind of help with a plan so that it's more solid and they have that support and they've got that guidance, because it is really tough. It's an emotional tug when a family member has someone in their life who is declining and you want to provide that care, but it's coming out of your pocket every month and there's no one else saying, we want to help too. So there's got to be those resources, and that's why Bill is really a great resource for you as well. So just kind of putting it out there and trying to show you how I constantly am trying to connect people together to create not just their own abundance, but the abundance for the caregiver.
Well, like Bill said, if you don't have things set up correctly, simple things like titling of an account, can really mess things up in a later point in time. And if you don't have somebody like Bill doing the legal part of it, you could be in some severe trouble.
Yes. So as we close this segment, and we have a few minutes, I want you to think of either a story you can tell our listeners, like you just did one of a couple in Auburn, but also maybe with a tip of helping us as we navigate this financial maze that happens in our caregiving role.
Well, on the financial side of it, on the investment side of it, you want to get somebody that you can trust. You need to get somebody that does not have a cross to burn. It doesn't have something that they want to sell you, like an annuity. If somebody comes to you and selling you an annuity, there's a problem with that.
At any age or just at a specific age?
Just depends. I mean,
Okay.
It depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
Okay.
Not that annuities are bad.
Right.
But, some people, that's all they have.
Okay, I understand.
You need somebody that
Okay.
can provide different services and do it on a holistic
Okay.
basis.
Okay, I got it. What else would you want to say?
It was very nice talking to you.
It's very nice talking to you, too. You did a great job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll have to have you come back. How about next month?
Oh, that sounds like a deal. You're going to supply coffee, though, right?
Yeah, I will definitely have coffee for you. We really, again, if you have any questions for any of our guests, we've got Bill Rambaum, we've got Mike LaVoy, and we have Lisa Lawrence. Our toll-free number here is 1-877-897-8255. We are a friendly bunch. You don't have to be afraid, so call us, and we will be happy to answer your questions. We are going to have Lisa Lawrence come back after the break, and I do want to say that assisted transition, let our family help you with your family. And I know Lisa really means this. And if you want to visit her website, it's www.assistedtransition.com/Tampa Bay. And I think it's worth your while to visit the websites, check out our sponsors, see who they are and what they offer. And then you can contact us through the helpline. That toll-free number is 1-877-552-4950, or you can go onto the website and do a click to call. I want you to stay with us because we have more information for you. And I certainly love that we have Lisa here, who is now sponsoring the next segment. And that's circling back to the caregiver. That is my favorite segment because it's bringing all the guests back onto the show for you. So stay with us. And, if you, again, have any questions, you can iChat us right now on our website, thecaregiverhour.com. And you can always connect with us. And I want to tell you that people do connect with us. I had a paper, and it was here, and I'm not sure where it went, but we will find it. But it showed you how the American Holistic Nurses actually connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you so much, Gail. And they just filled out a survey, and I think this survey is very worthwhile. And when you come back, I'm going to tell you exactly what they said, but I just want to let you know how we connect with you through social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So stay tuned. There's more to come. I'm Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ. Hi, it's Kim Linder from the Caregiver Hour. I want to tell you about an attorney in Clearwater that I have known for over 7 years. His name is Bill Rambaum, and I have referred many families to him for his legal expertise. Bill is one of less than 100 attorneys to be evaluated by the Florida Bar and become certified as a specialist in elder law. His 30 years of experience and impeccable credentials make him one of the most highly regarded legal experts in our area. Give Bill a call today at 727-781-5357 or visit RambaumLaw.com. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Caregiving can be an overwhelming and stressful experience. Aston Gardens, Tampa Bay's premier senior living community, is excited to be able to support those who care for others. Please join them the third Thursdays of the month at 5:30 p.m. to learn creative problem-solving techniques and caregiving ideas from others who have been in your shoes. Aston Gardens specializes in independent living, assisted living, and memory care. Chosen for the third year in a row by the U.S. Commerce Association for the Best of Tampa Bay Award in residential care. Call 813-855-2811 or visit AstonGardens.com for more info. Family Caregivers, it's new and just for you. The Caregivers Resource Helpline, a free service brought to you by the Caregiver Hour radio show. If you've got questions about anything related to caregiving, you can call the helpline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Speak directly to dozens of caregiving experts on topics like what to do about caregiver burnout, how to best protect your family's assets, when to keep your loved one at home, or get assistance with a managed care facility, and much, much more. You can even speak to a caregiver coach. Call the Caregiver Resource Helpline today at 1-877-552-4950 to help you take the stress out of caregiving.
Enjoy life at the Barrington, Largo's premier senior community. The Barrington, the resort lifestyle you deserve at a price you can afford. Life at the Barrington is truly senior living at ease, complete with chef-prepared meals, an activities director, and transportation to your favorite spots. Independent and assisted living homes are available now by calling the Barrington at 727-217-5681. Call the Barrington at 727-217-5681 to schedule your tour of their pet-friendly senior community today.
If you or a loved one experience bladder control problems, here's important news.
For more than 5 years now, the nice ladies at the Caregiver Partnership have taken the time to understand my needs, suggest the best choices of bladder control products for me, and always get the right product delivered to my door fast and with free shipping.
To get started, simply call 800-985-1353 for your free catalog and $60 in coupons. Many people just like you trust the Caregiver Partnership for convenient home delivery of bladder control products, and they have more than 500 to choose from. Call now. The call is free, shipping is free, and your satisfaction is guaranteed.
The Caregiver Partnership treats me like family and really knows their stuff, and they keep my business private.
Call 1-800-985-1353 now to receive your free catalog with $60 in coupons. That's 1-800-985-1353. Call now. The voice in the preceding advertisement is not the voice of an actual customer. The Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ. It's about taking care of yourself while you take care of others. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, everyone. And if you just tuned in, you came to the last part of the show. So you will definitely want to go back to the caregiverhour.com website. There's a podcast. You can listen to it, or even a live web stream archive. That'll all be done by the later part of today. So and there's many shows. There's a whole archive, a library of all the different shows that we've had on. But if you want to come back and listen to this one, because this one is a powerhouse. I've got 3 fabulous people. William Rambaum, attorney and certified elder law attorney, expert at William Rambaum, PA. Michael LaVoy, president at Beacon Asset Management, Inc., and Lisa Lawrence, president at Assisted Transition. All three different aspects of caregiving, which I just love. So, Lisa, welcome back to the Caregiver Hour.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We were, talking, you heard the financial, you heard the legal part. This is a great question for you. What happens if a senior did not plan for the costs of assisted living or memory care? What options do they have if they have this limited income?
That is a really good question, and it happens often.
I'm sure it does, because you're with families all the time.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, there are options for people who did not plan and put money away. There is Medicaid, and there are also some VA programs available to people if they are veterans or spouses of veterans. But even if they have a limited amount of assets, they probably still need to talk to an elder law attorney, because they can make sure that they get the care they need and they use the assets that they do have in the right way. We do sometimes have clients that have no assets and very low income, and we make an effort to find the care they need. There are some facilities out there who will take people in while they're applying for Medicaid and take care of them when they need it. So there are some options out there for people. So I don't want them to get discouraged and think, I don't have any money. I don't have any money in the bank. I can't get the care I need, because there are some options for them.
I think you are a great resource, because if you don't know what things cost or what reputation, or if there's been difficulties at a facility, or if they're a 5-star quality, you have that information for them. You've done all that research for them. And that's why I'm so thrilled that you're here today and meeting Mike LaVoy and Bill Rambaum, because you all can work together to help caregivers. So again, if someone wants to reach you, what's the best way for them to do that, Lisa?
The best way to reach us is to call 727-282-5019. Someone will answer, and we will take care of them and answer any questions they have, and hopefully we'll get to meet them and see if we can do more.
Is there a fee for your services?
That's a very good question. No, there is not a fee for our services. We do not charge our clients a fee.
Okay. So, no matter how much time it takes?
No matter how much time it takes.
How many facilities they need to see?
No matter what. Okay. We do not charge a fee.
That's great. That's great. That shows a great commitment. Thank you so much, Lisa. We're going to have Mike LaVoy back from Beacon Asset Management. So, Mike, you said that during the break a thought came to you. So, do you want to share that with us?
Certainly. Putting a financial plan together is an involved and detailed process, and you need to sit down and do it with somebody knows what they're doing, a professional. And you want to look for fee only financial planner. You want to look for a certified financial planner. Sit down and talk to him, listen to him, tell him what he needs. He will actually put a plan together and give it to you. You don't go out and buy stocks because Money Magazine said that this week this company is the best thing on the market. It does take some work. It does take some time, and it does take review. You have to go back in and at least once a year, review that plan. You talk with your attorney and get the document signed, get the beneficiaries done correctly. It's not a static thing. It is a moving target.
Okay, it's fluid.
It's very fluid, and you have to go back to it every once in a while and check on it. You've got all kinds of magazines and all kinds of friends telling you to buy IBM or to buy Apple because they're going to go to 1,000.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. There's no quick fix in this. There's no magic overnight pill.
Okay.
It does take time and effort.
So if they want to reach you, they certainly can find you through our website, thecaregiverhour.com, on our sponsor page. But what if they would like to call you directly? How would they do that?
The phone number at the office is 813-269-0732. I believe my extension is number 2, but that could be wrong. You might want to listen to the instructions when you get there. I don't call myself that often.
Okay.
If I'm not there, it will try to search me down. It'll track me down on my cell phone.
Okay.
So at least it will follow through and get to me.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Mike, for being here today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bill Rambaum, you are the last but not the least for sure. Why don't you help us understand how you can help caregivers, and maybe you have a tip or a story?
Sure. There are a lot of different examples, but I only have time for one, so let me just give you an example we haven't talked about today. Let's say typical scenario, some children might come into my office and say, we've just taken mom into our house because she can't really take care of herself. She can't really live independently. And I'll start to inquire a little bit about what her scenario is. And, it might look like in a couple of years she's going to be too ill to be at their home. And we're going to have to be looking for some other type of care. Then I'll ask, what kind of assets does she have? And in this case, maybe she has too much in assets. And knowing that we have a couple of years to plan, we might actually want to set it up so that she's paying rent and she's paying for the food she eats and she's paying for the care she's receiving, so that when it comes time that she has to move out of their house and into some sort of facility, we don't have a lot of assets that we're going to have to contend with. She'll be eligible for those programs right away. So that's a kind of a planning that most people don't think about. You want to start depleting those assets while you have some time to do it. I just thought I'd mention that because usually we're thinking about people that just don't have any money, but in some cases it's almost the opposite.
Right. People do have money and how to protect it.
So it could be a lot of different variations of scenarios that people have, and it's a very personal thing. So I can't really cover them all, but that gives you some ideas of some of the things we can do for you.
What if someone wants to call and make an appointment to see you? What's the best way for them to reach you?
Sure. They can always go through your office,
yes.
But my office phone number is 727-781-5357. Email brambaum@rambaumlaw.com.
And how many certified elder law attorneys are there in the Tampa Bay area, Bill?
Oh, Tampa Bay area. I'm not really sure. I know statewide there's about 90,000 lawyers, and there's less than 100 that are board certified. Yeah. So it's a very small number.
And so this is where you want to go, though. This is that specialty I was talking about. Yeah. Why don't we tell people why they should go to a specialist?
Well, board certification, elder law is considered a special practice area by the Florida Bar. To become board certified, you have to have 5 years where that constitutes a majority of the work that you do. So you have to have 5 years of practice in that area specifically. You have to take kind of a mini bar exam, and you have to take a lot of special classes and things, not the basic level stuff, but the more advanced and intermediate level classes. So, it's quite a project to become board certified.
Okay. Well, and this is really why I have you on the show, and we have you as a sponsor because we know the specialty that you have and the expertise, but also you've got a great way about you. I know that you're very resourceful and that you have that holistic piece to you, which is so much in alignment with what our message is for caregivers here on the Caregiver Hour radio show. So if you are a caregiver, you've got a great basket of new people who you can come to and help you create that balance in your life. And the balance is really about taking care of your loved one, but circling back and to take care of yourself as well. And having the information, resources, and guidance is the way to go. So if you have a question, you want to call that helpline today at 1-877-552-4950 and connect with the experts right away. We are here for you 24/7. I hope you've enjoyed this show. I want to thank our guests, William Rambaum, Lisa Lawrence, and Mike LaVoy. What a blessing to have you here. And what a blessing you are for our listeners and our viewers. They now have great resources. Again, that helpline number is 1-877-552-4950. I hope you have a beautiful day. You can connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We've got so many people that follow us. Thousands and thousands of people follow us. If you connect with us, they will then connect with you. And if you want to write a blog, you're welcome to do that. I welcome people to write about topics associated with caregiving. Have a beautiful week. I am your host every Monday on the Caregiver Hour, and now on Saturdays too from 5 to 6 p.m. I'm Kim Linder. See you again next week on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the preceding